Hi beloveds. So back here in Pune, and I've been a little bit busy getting the house in order and settling back in. Since I left my mother's, I spent 3 weeks in Abu Dhabi and then came back onto Pune. So it's very nice to be here. Lovely to be back home. Always nice to be back home. And I was up on the roof this morning, quite early this morning, because I get up quite early. And before my ayahs come and before people sort of are usually up and around in the house, I was up on the roof. And what I was doing was I was preparing the pots. Obviously when I'm away, they end up getting full with like grass and weeds and all sorts of stuff. So slowly I've been taking, digging up all the soil, making it all nice again, putting lots of nutrients in the pots and stuff, and generally getting all the weeds out. And I have realized that's a bit like what I do. It's like I'm a gardener. And I see that at times it's not always easy for people to be around me, because of course what I'm going to be doing is my job, and my job is not just to kiss your ass or do what you want me to do. That would not be correct of me, because if I fall into line to behave in a certain way, then I'm not allowing this existence to run through me in the way it needs to. So I see that my job is a little bit like the gardening I was doing this morning. And as I was doing it, I was understanding that, of course, what I do is I'm first of all digging all the weeds up and pulling all the weeds out and loosening the soil so that the soil is ready to receive new seeds and new plants that can grow and be healthy, and to take out the old roots of the old weeds and things. Also to see if there's any old plants that are not thriving anymore, and it's time for them to go to the compost, to be put back into the earth, and to nurture the earth and in another way and create new soil. So it was just interesting. I was up there this morning. It was a beautiful morning, and now we're in monsoon here in Pune. It wasn't raining, and it was such a nice job to get your hands in the dirt again, and to move the dirt and to see how beautiful it is, and to prepare the soil and prepare the way ready for new seeds or new information. And I see spiritual growth is very like this, is that we have to be a bit like a gardener ourselves. We have to be ready to dig up the old weeds when they take over. We have to be ready to take care of the soil. We have to take care of the space which we are in, so that then we can grow something that is healthy and alive and abundant. And sometimes that's a little bit painful, because of course we don't always want to be bothered to do that, or it's too scary to do that, and it touches our wounds. And it's a strange thing to say, and I can't really say it's sad, but there is a certain sadness when you see that somebody is stuck in their fear and not able to help you to remove the weeds or anything, and you have to allow them that. You have to allow them to be where they are and to be in their stuckness. And you just hope that as they move, at least you can maybe direct them to go back into some meditation, so that they can make some space within themselves, so that there is some space where they can receive from existence what is coming. It's coming all the time. Existence is always holding us. It's always there for us. It is always in our favour. But at times it will kick our ass if we are not, if we're asking for awareness, but we've somehow got stuck. And it's like, you know, having courage doesn't mean that you're never afraid. Having courage means that you are afraid, but you choose to still step off the cliff and jump sometimes into the unknown. And if you have found somebody that you can trust and that resonates, that is a beautiful gift. Of course, if that person is going to touch your wounds, of course, like say if you have a wound on your arm and underneath it's festering and it's all going bad, you don't just put a band-aid on the top. Or I don't. That's not what I will do. So basically, it's like sometimes when people are around me or with me and they trust me enough, then I'm going to say to them, this may hurt. Because what I've got to do is I have to take the band-aid off. I have to take the scab off. And we have to clean the wound underneath, what is festering. And when we clean the wound, that's going to be painful. But then when we clean it and then we redress it, then the wound can heal in a healthy way. Otherwise, it is festering underneath and it will cause all sorts of other sort of infections, or it will cause all sorts of damage. But of course, it is not comfortable to have somebody who sees you. We all say that we want to be seen, but in reality, it is very difficult to be seen, because when we are seen with everything. We are seen with our most aware, beautiful side, and we are also seen with our bullshit. And if you have found one that can hold space for you, trust that they are never there to, they're not judging you, they are just seeing you. And they, if you've given them permission, they are just being a mirror for you. So, as I said, as the weeding goes on, as the pots become clear, as I get ready to plant some new seeds, I see that this is what I do within my life. I plant seeds. But I have to have, in a way, we have to make the soil fertile before we can plant something, because there's no point putting something in old soil. It won't grow. It'll grow in a deformed way. It'll grow in the old way. But if you want to become more aware, then first of all you have to create the soil, and then you put the seeds in. Then the seeds can grow new and fresh and strong and have strong roots. And so this is what I'm doing in my life, and it gives me a mirror of what I do within the work that I do. I don't really know what I do. I hold space for people when they allow, if I feel to. I encourage people to put the focus back into looking in and finding the answers, but at some stage you sometimes need somebody to hold the space for you, somebody to know what is the best fertilizer, and sometimes we're going to put some shit on, and that's not going to maybe smell very nice or whatever, but it will make the soil ready for the seeds to be planted, so the roots can be strong, so that the new way can be healthy and healthy, so that you're not getting hooked into those old patterns and those old ways that no longer support you. Anyway, I just wanted to tell you this gibberish. It was, as I say, it was just such a metaphor of what I was doing this morning. And I've had a friend arrive this morning into the house, so I was just taking him around and helping him get some money changed and get some vegetables, get some fruit and things like that in the house. And it's very nice to see an old friend again arrive back in Pune. And I don't know, we're in the blessing days at the moment of the chi-chai. You may watch this at another time, so it may not be relevant. But I am feeling very blessed. Life is so precious. Don't miss it. Do the weeding. If you find somebody that you can trust to hold space for you, understand that that person is never trying to hurt you. That if there is hurt, even if there's hurt for me, if there's something for me that hurts still, I will look and see, okay, what is the wound within me? What is this person? What is the gift from this person that this is touching? Or not touching, to see that it's no longer touching, that somehow it just blows through. And you know that in the past it would have hooked you. And to go, oh, that's changed. Thank you. So somebody can even do something which is sometimes quite unkind and quite nasty. And one can use that as a tool to grow also. And to see what has shifted in you, and to see if you're hooking into things or if it's just not hooking you anymore. And that you see it, but you go, no, I'm not interested in that game anymore. I'm not interested in making myself less for somebody else. I'm not interested in even making them wrong. There is no point in that. Everybody is where they need to be. And we will all get the lessons that we need to learn. In this time, we're in a very strong time at the moment, and I see many people going through a lot of very strong things, incredibly strong things, on the physical body or with friends. And many years ago, when I was working with my teacher, Dharaj, I had a vision, and I talked to him about this. And at that time, he said to me, many, many years ago now, he said to me, it's not easy to see the possible future. And what I saw was, I was up on a hill with some friends, and I was looking down on a beach, and there was total devastation going through on the beach. Boats were upturned and everything was upside down. And I described it to my teacher, Dharaj, and he said, wow. He said, Suchira, and what he told me at the time was, he said, you must clear your heart. You must make your heart clear, because when this, or if this devastation goes through, you are not necessarily going to be able to help. You are going to maybe have to stand and watch the destruction and not be able to do anything, because people have to do what they need to do. And when the destruction has gone through, if your heart is clear, you may be able to help with whoever's left. But if you don't clear your heart and have, in a way, an empty heart, then to watch such devastation will kill you. So I worked very hard on trying to, or understanding what he meant by that. Basically, for me, it was like to have the empty heart, which is filled up and drunk, and then it is empty again. And to have a heart that loves in the moment without actually attachment. So it is total in each moment, and then it moves on. It is where it is. It isn't interesting to say that I enjoy very much when I'm with people, and I love them I love enjoying time with them, but I don't miss people. And that is a great gift, to be able to love and to be able to see everybody, see the shit that people are in, and not judge them, but see it. And to be able to sit still in the heart with that. And have the courage to actually say it if the person gives permission. Obviously, if something affects me and it is being put on me, then of course I have the right and I will say something. But nowadays, a lot of the time, I just go, not my business. If somebody wants to do something different, that is absolutely their choice. They don't have to do anything that I do. Anyway, my lovelies, I think that's enough gibberish for today. I hope it resonates with you. I'm sure it resonates. Do your weeding. Put your manure on your plants. Get the soil really beautiful and things. Get all the nutrients in it. And then plant your seeds or plant your small plants. And then nurture them, water them, and get them to have good strong roots so that then they can flower and or give you food or whatever, and you can share that with them. And this is a metaphor really for you working on yourself also. Anyway, I wish you a very beautiful day. Feeling so blessed. Okay, bye.